Thank you so much for taking the time to go over this, even though it's coming in when it did. Um, I really appreciate it. It's been a hard time, and I appreciate it all. All right, so over here we talked about the very first. It was very interesting how we introduced the really early natives and the different clans, and how we talked about three sisters and how food was a prevalent thing and how society was not the same. And they didn't necessarily have Christianity. So I like how this class goes through a lot of steps, but we're going to focus on World War II and after and the evangelical movement. Okay, so we see here the freedom of religion. Now it's cutting off a little bit of the quote, but we are to religious freedom is not a condition is a condition of democratic society. Without it, and all the things that had happened, we are unable to be what we are today. Then we move. And American religious freedom, the Great Awakening in the 1700s. It really shocked the culture, and it really started towards the America that we know today, and it brought us the religious freedoms that we enjoy today, and that was not without conflict. So let's continue to paraphrase as to keep this short and within the time restraints. Okay, so the next thing here is the revolution and the birth of our religious freedom. So we have gained the big role of being America, where we are not just Quakers or Catholics or other different types of Christians, the Angular or some other type. We work together not just for state religion or beliefs, but as colonies together and as states together as one United States of America. And we have a balance of religious freedoms for each state's interest, and we kind of wrestled with how that would pan out, but we got through it. And so evangelism rose to prominence in the post-World War II era. So that's the era that we're in now. So after World War II, a lot of people died, and there was this sense of community loss. Dad's gone, and maybe even your older brother is gone, and just you and your mom and your younger brother, and there's mourning. There's a great sense of need for God and for religious and appreciation of religious freedoms, and that went ahead and was a big part here, and that's what Blammer R was referring to, and how in the cultural landscape through its focus and everything. Then we have conflicts of religions in the 19th century. We've seen plenty of them, and it is definitely worth defending our religious freedoms. And then we have the social gospel sought to bring the teachings of Jesus Christ to bear on social and economic, bear up against social and economic injustices, emphasizing the true Christianity was not just personal salvation, but about improving society. Hopkins, CH. And it's very important that we consider that Christianity, we're not alone in this, that we are also with Christ in this. And this is, in many ways, a fundamental of what we're talking about today. Now, we also have key figures in evangelical, like Billy Graham, and the listed figures here, and the involvement of the civil rights. And the church really grew with the civil rights, and they were mobilized like we have never been in recent history. And it is a big deal that we look at that aspect and impact. Remember it so that part of history will not repeat itself. And a little bit after that, we actually had the anti-war agenda and anti-war things that went on that actually stopped the draft. And peace is a big thing. There is a time for all things, but peace is a major thing in Christianity. So it is important to have, be as anti-war as possible. But there's a time for all things. I really do believe so. And so some key points summarized here that I have. I'm not going through them because I want to try to honor the time and try to keep this under 10 minutes. But it is important that we see that we started from a nation that had no particular God. They had a lot of beliefs. We were just the Indians. And then these Quakers and other people came over, and we had different Christian beliefs, and then eventually we came all together. And then we started to have religious freedoms, and which kind of lived after World War II. It kind of had this great second great awakening, really. And we, between like civil rights and all these things that God divinely put together, we have made the religious and other freedoms that we enjoy today. And it's important to know where we came from, so we will not make the same mistakes. Lastly, we have the reference pages. This is from the quotes. I went ahead and put 5 quotes in there, as you see highlighted throughout the process. Thank you so much. May God bless you, and may God bless America.